what was that like? Because were, you wrote, like, I think most of the songs on
We
that
wrote all of
album.
the songs on there
All the
individually.
songs.
I think we did a couple of songs together, but we our own songs. And Gene McDaniels was the producer, executive producer, along with Suzanne DePass. And but all the songs were ours, original songs, and we just had a great time. Just a great time. Wonderful
And
opportunity.
how did it feel to have your songs that you wrote, being recorded?
Oh my goodness. It was just magnificent. In fact, the one song that's on there, Another Life from Now, um, it helped me to build a musical around it, 10 Good Years, which I just presented at the Barnsdall Theater 2 weeks ago. Don B. Welch Productions put on 10 Good Years, but as a straight stage play, not a musical. But back then in the 80s, I went on and made a musical around that one song, Another Life from Now, called 10 Good Years, about a recording artist who feels that she only has 10 good years left and then she'll be too old because all these young singers are coming up. And so I have 23 songs in that musical, but Another Life from Now was the catalyst for that musical.
History repeating.
Welcome back to History Repeating and our third and final episode with Scherrie Payne. As you heard from the opening, the song Another Life from Now inspired Scherrie to write 10 Good Years, which was recently put on as a play at the Barnsdall Theater. But Scherrie has lots more plays that she has written just waiting to get out there.
I have 20 screenplays that I've written, and I have is it five stage plays? Yeah. Donald Welch has put on three of my stage plays. The first one is entitled It Always Rains on Sunday, about a Black family in North Carolina who has been harboring a terrible secret for 27 years. And then the second one was called A Lady in Waiting, and it's about a woman on trial for murdering her husband. And that was a real clincher, boy. When I put it on at the Barnsdall Theater, see, back in 2018, August, uh, Quincy Jones came. There were other celebrities who came, also Marla Gibbs and other celebrities, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. But then we did it again in November at the Barnsdall. Uh, there were five cast members, so three were different, but they were all excellent. We put it on again in November, and Full House again. And two of the actresses were nominated by the NAACP for Best Supporting Roles in a stage play. And but all the actors were just wonderful. But I love writing. I've got to get back into it. When the pandemic came, it really did something to me, being confined and not being able to go out. And it just sent me into a dark place I didn't need to be. And it sent me into a depression where I couldn't be creative. I didn't want to create. And so I'm slowly coming out of it. I said, the devil's a liar. God gave me a gift and I intend on using it for his glory.
The opening night of Scherrie's plays are a bit nerve-wracking for her, but they may be even more so for the actors, and you'll see why.
I couldn't believe it. I think I sat in that front row because the actors, the five actors, they said it was a little intimidating for them because I was sitting there and I was like mouthing all the lines. And if they missed a line or something, I'm sitting there like mouthing to myself, blah, 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 blah. Like even in the November performance, I remember the lead role, I won't say her name, but she flubbed a line when the judge asked her, was your husband ever was he a mean man or in or evil? And she said, evil. He could have been evil Siamese twin. And she flubbed it off. She got tie-tongued and she said he could have been a Siamese. And she got it all flubbed and she was so mad at herself. And then the girl who played the young lady who played the daughter, she omitted a very key line in her monologue. But that was okay because they all did a fabulous job. But I do have a tendency, like in 10 Good Years, I was presented on February the 10th at the Barnsdall. There were some lines that were or miss. And I'm sitting there saying, oh, he didn't say that line right. Oh my goodness. How could he forget that line? Dang. So, but it happens. It happens all the time. I hear from other actors, and they say when they get backstage, say, oh dang, I forgot this line or blah blah blah, and they just make up something.
Scherrie's songwriting abilities are spectacular, but she remains humble about her gifts, even when being inducted into the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. A couple years ago, it was the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame
Oh
that
yes,
you were inducted into that.
yes, that was a
How does
very
that
proud
feel
moment.
to be recognized as a songwriter,
Oh, I
as
was
a
so
writer?
humbled. Well, I couldn't believe that they were recognizing me. Dang, I hadn't I didn't think I had written that many things, but I guess they thought so. And Michael Sutton was the one who was instrumental in making that happen. And I'm forever grateful to him. But I was just so honored to be in amongst these other women who were being recognized as well. And I said, thank you, Lord. And I said, I've got more work to do. And I said,
Scherrie is most proud of her writing, and she has so many things that will hopefully be released. I was lucky enough to hear the lyrics to an unreleased song titled How Many Times Must You Leave Before You Really Go? This is a perfect example of Scherrie's remarkable writing, and I truly hope that this song gets recorded so it can be shared and enjoyed by all of her fans.
well, of course, another life from now. But I was going through cassettes during this pandemic, and I found so many songs I had written that never were recorded. In fact, last night, my daughter's studio, La Voix Studio, had a singer songwriter event showcase at a place here in North Hollywood, and so a lot of her students, about I think about 10 of them, they came and they performed their own original songs. And then she asked me to perform one of my songs I'd never recorded. And I did a song called, uh, Oh, How Many Times Must You Leave Before You Really Go? And that's a song I had written playing the guitar. Me playing the guitar. Wow. But how many times must you leave before you really go? And the chorus is, how many times must you make up your mind, then say it isn't so? How many times must you leave my love before you really go? And first verse is, I ask you to stay, you turn to leave. I tell you to go, then you stay. Deep down inside, you feel the need, but you don't have the nerve to walk away. I know it's been hard on you. You're afraid to break my heart. A part of you, dear, is no longer here. We're close, but we love from afar. Now, how much longer must you make me suffer? Let it go or follow that star. In the chorus, how many times will you make up your mind and say it isn't so? How many times must you leave my love before you really go? In the second verse, the wine is warm and so am I. Drink up or let me be. Your other girls don't bother me now. You've done so many things. Just don't let me see. You've been such a little boy. The years have not been kind. Through all my tears, I've held on in fear that I've wasted all this time. Because undecided, baby, you can't hide it. The restless bird who yearns to fly. So, how many times will you make up your mind and say it isn't so? How many times must you leave my love before you really go? That was a song about a past relationship I won't go into, but but one of the songs on the Partners album is Leaving Me Was the Best Thing You've Ever Done.
Scherrie hopes to continue her musical legacy by recording and releasing new music and continuing to have her plays performed, and hopefully having her screenplays adapted. But no matter what, she continues to write and follow her ambitions.
Well, I want to have some of my screenplays produced. That's my goal. Because I've prayed about it, and I said, well, Lord, I said, you gave me all of this. I said, and I've been negligent these past 4 years, not pursuing. I'm so thankful to my friend Donald Welch for bringing my play back 10 good years that got canceled right at the beginning of the pandemic when it was April 19th, 2020, and 2 weeks before the Barnsdall Theater called and canceled. Everything got canceled. But I want to have my screenplays produced, not just stage plays, but and I'm working on that. And so if anybody out there who's a producer, director, if you're interested, I've got 20 wonderful screenplays. And but I want to get back to my songwriting because I said God gave me a gift, not just to sing, but to write as well. And I want to utilize that and to spread his word because I always put God in everything I do, whether it's a vampire movie, which I do have, Pursuit of the Hunter, or gang movie, The Glory of Young Men. I always put God, I always send a message from the Lord because that's what he wants us to do, that to spread his love because this world needs it. This world is in bad shape, man. All the stuff that's going on. People need hope. They need to be able to dream and know that their dreams can come true and not to give up. And there's so much hatred going on. We need love. That's what we need, love.
I would like to say thank you to Scherrie Payne for doing this interview with me. Talking with the Supreme is something I'll hold on to forever. And I want to say thank you to Eric Iverson for setting this up. My only hope for the future is that Scherrie will continue to write and release that song, How Many Times Must You Leave Before You Really Go, which I'm sure she will. So until next time, this has been History Repeating.